You. Don't push him, man. Let's go. Shut up. Oh, whoa, that's good.
Yo, what's up, guys? Imagine you're running a massive multimedia empire where your profits depend on people buying, watching, and consuming your content. Obviously, you'd want as many people as possible to do that, right? More eyeballs, more money. Simple. Any smart business owner would think that way. But Disney? Oh no, they had a different plan. Instead of maximizing profits, they went ahead and cast Rachel Zegler, an insufferable, self-absorbed diva, as Snow White. And guess what? She straight up told millions of people she doesn't even want their money. Yeah, you heard that right. So why did Disney do this? Let's break it down.
Go vote blue. And if you disagree with this sentiment, just hit the unfollow button. I don't need your business.
You know, what's really interesting about this is not that this is something new. Rachel Zegler has been doing this for a very long time. She has posted video after video after video of her campaigning for Democrats, isolating her potential audience, and saying, since the year 2020, that she just doesn't care about Republicans, and if you voted for Donald Trump.
And oh, it gets worse. Rachel Zegler didn't just reject the audience, she actually said she hopes you never know peace. Yeah, real charming. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is somehow a threat to democracy, but Zegler openly disrespects the very people Disney needs to make money. And guess what? The numbers don't lie. Pre-ticket sales for Snow White at one of the biggest theaters in the country? Absolute disaster. I don't want your business. Well, message received loud and clear. This whole thing has turned into such a colossal train wreck that Disney just canceled the premieres. That's right. No red carpets, no glitzy gowns, no press hype, nothing. Normally, these events are where stars build excitement, pose for cameras, and say quirky things to generate buzz. But Disney? Oh, they've had enough buzz. Especially with Rachel Zegler openly trashing the very fans who made Snow White a classic in the first place.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird.
Oh man, this just keeps getting weirder. Like, this is not what you'd call princess behavior, so Disney just scaled back the Snow White Hollywood premiere after canceling the UK premiere. Because, well, controversy overload. And now, the red carpet? Way smaller than planned. No big media outlets, no press interviews, nothing. Guess they don't want Rachel Zegler running her mouth again. This is full-blown panic mode. Instead of a grand event, coverage is being reduced to just photos. That's right, just pictures. No official statements, no hype, just desperate damage control. And to top it off, Disney basically ran away to Spain, as far as possible from the American press. And what did they do there? They had Rachel Zegler stand alone in front of a castle singing for what? 100 people? That's it? It's actually kind of sad and pathetic. Think about it. This is the same person who called the original Snow White horrible, weird, and creepy. And now, she's literally performing in front of the very castle that inspired it. Talk about irony.
I'm on a wish beneath 1,000 treetops, and as the silver sky stops, I long to leave the walls behind me. Waiting on a wish, holding out for someday, hoping to somehow, someway, there comes a miracle to find me. I close my eyes.
And oh boy, the obvious auto-tune in that performance? Yikes, it's actually painful. But what's even sadder? Look at the crowd. Barely anyone showed up. Disney hyped this up like some grand event. And yet, it's just Rachel Zegler awkwardly singing in front of a tiny audience. It's almost like people just don't care anymore. Gee, I wonder why. I hope you never know peace. Wow, just repulsive. And now, look at this. It's insane. So, dozens of Rachel Zegler fans, yes, dozens, showed up in Spain to watch her lip-sync an auto-tune song. And the whole thing? Just bizarre. Nobody really knew what was happening. No other actors, no other cast members, no major production. Team, just Rachel Zegler standing there recording her little selfie video like it was some grand event. All right, let's break this down. Disney originally planned a massive $300 million Hollywood-level premiere. Los Angeles, London, global events, the whole works. But after backlash, scandals, and complete PR nightmares, they panicked and scaled everything back. The result? A last-minute relocation to a tiny castle in Madrid, in a town with just 50,000 people. Why? Because Disney was desperate to keep Rachel Zegler as far away from reporters as possible. Instead of a glamorous Hollywood red carpet, they literally flew her out to the middle of nowhere. And let's be real, it was empty. Just her, awkwardly standing there, singing to a handful of invited guests who probably didn't even speak the same language as her. It's like Disney was so afraid of what she'd say, they quarantined her. On another continent. Later this week, she's set to attend a tightly controlled party at the El Capitan Theater. But even there, no interviews, no press questions, just photographers. Disney isn't taking any chances. Normally, a premiere like this would invite dozens of big-name stars, but this time, total lockdown. This is straight-up damage control at its finest. And just when you think this disaster couldn't get any worse, boom! Here we go again. So, usually, big Hollywood premieres have tons of media outlets covering the event, interviewing the cast, hyping up the movie. But this time, nope. Disney straight up broke tradition and shut the press out. And just to show you how far away they dragged Rachel Zegler, she is literally in the middle of nowhere in Spain. Got it? Got it? They even put up a giant apple because, symbolism or something. Meanwhile, the cast? Oh, they are not happy. They are completely crashing out on Rachel Zegler, basically telling her F you in public. And honestly, good for them. Now, let's talk about the latest Snow White disaster. Martin Kleba, who voices Grumpy in this train wreck, just called out Disney for scaling back the premiere. He's furious. Why? Because he's a dwarf actor who was originally supposed to have a big role, but Disney cut him out thanks to Peter Dinklage's complaints about the original movie. Instead of actual dwarf actors, they replaced them with whatever that weird, diverse group of random-sized people was supposed to be. Kleba made way less money because of this woke nonsense, and now he's pissed, and he's not alone. Other cast members are now turning on Zegler, calling her an absolute nightmare to work with. And it's bad when your own coworkers are